another episode of Wellness Sutra, where I bring all the authentic knowledge of Yoga and Ayurveda to you. Today, what are we cooking? So it's a recipe which is very simple and easy to make, but also it is very healthy because it has a very good combination of protein. I'm gonna use orange lentil and some basmati rice and a lot of vegetables and different flavors. This recipe is also made in Middle East countries. They use it with some dressing of onions, but we are going to use our own variation. So I call it lentil pulao, and you can call it maybe lentil rice or a pilaf. Okay, so what do we need for this recipe? I have some soaked orange lentil. It's a skin lentil. I've soaked it for almost 4 hours. So it's good to soak them. They will be easy to cook and they'll be faster to cook and also easy to digest. This is a lentil which is very tasty at the same time, so I like their taste and flavor as well. What else? I have basmati rice. I have taken 1 cup of basmati rice and half cup of orange lentil, but you can do, and which can go well for almost 2 to 3 people. So if you want to just cook for yourself or you want to cook and store it, then this is a good 1 cup of basmati rice and half cup of orange lentil. So what herbs and spices we need for this recipe? I'm keeping it very flavorful. I want to make it more flavorful, so I'm going to use some cinnamon and 2 parts of cardamom, 2 to 3 parts of cardamom, and some bay leaves. Yeah, so bay leaves have very nice aroma and flavor, and they have a lot of properties at the same time, so I'm going to use some bay leaves. They're a little heating in the property, but I like their flavor and they're good for your digestive system, so let's use them. So other than that, we are using some garlic cloves, so 3 to 4 garlic cloves, some salt, and for the oil I'm gonna use avocado oil and also olive oil. So you can always choose to have one oil. I'm just trying to have 2 oils here because it's good to include different variety of oils in your body, in your food, so that you get the fat from the different sources in your body. Okay, so let's start cooking it. So we take a pot, and this can be cooked in a pot or an Instapot, and I'm right now cooking in a pot. I'm going to pour 1 tablespoon of oil. That's all I need for this recipe. A little bit of cumin because I like the flavor of cumin in the lentil and rice. It really gives a nice aroma, and also I've told so many times it's very good for the digestion. So I'm going to add some cumin and the cinnamon and cardamom pod to the oil. Also the bay leaf. Okay, I'm just adding 1 bay leaf, breaking it. It's a little bigger. Normally you have the smaller one as well, but I have the big one. Let them leave their aroma in the oil, the flavor in the oil. Once they leave the flavor in the oil a little bit cooked, I will add the rice, and I'm also going to add the lentils. Mix everything well. Here is a small secret. Take some time to roast the rice and lentil in the oil. Okay? That will make it taste nice. Mix it well for next 2 to 3 minutes. Now this is an all-season recipe, so you can make it in any season because you are not using any heating herbs, very heating spices. So it's not that you cannot eat it in summer. You can eat this recipe in all season. Only when you are eating in winter, maybe you want to add some ginger to give some little bit of heat and also some flavor to it. This is an interesting thing about Ayurveda because they are not saying that this is the kind of food you should eat or you should only be in protein diet, vegetarian diet or anything. They're just only, the main essence of eating as per Ayurvedic principle is eating as per season, eating as per your own body type. So you understand your gut, your digestive system, your body and your seasons, and try to adjust your food so that you don't go off balance, and you kind of adjust your body as per the environment and surrounding. So for 1.5 cup of lentil and rice, I'm using 2.5 cup of water. So you can adjust your water quantity as per how much rice and lentil you're using. Usually double the quantity of what you have the lentil and rice. That's what the water should be. So I will have like a little bit extra than 2.5 cup. Because I've soaked it, it's not going to take so much of water. But if you're making it without soaking it or something like that, if you have less soaked it, then you want to put more water. So those are the small adjustments you should do. These are intuitive in the cooking, which comes when you keep on doing the cooking. And I feel there is no shortcut for the food. There is no other way. There are days when you can eat out, but There are days when you have to cook. And this is ready. I need to add some salt to it so that when it is cooked. So now I will let the water come to a boiling point, and as the water comes to the boiling point, I will be putting the lid on to make it cook. Before the water comes to boiling point, I want to keep it to the high temperature, and then I will simmer it completely to a lowest temperature and then make it cook. So I'm telling you my another secret to make a very nice pilaf. Okay, so I'm just going to squeeze not a half, like 1/4 of a lemon in this. That will keep my rice really separated and that will not make it very gluey. Okay. So now this water is almost boiled. I will put the lid onto it and make it cook for next 15 minutes. But also we need to check in between. After 10 minutes you should check. If it is ready, you should switch it off. But if it is not, then we make it cook for, I think 10 to 15 minutes is a good time to cook this one. While the rice and lentil is cooking, in a separate pan we make our vegetable dressing. Okay, because this recipe is also with a lot of vegetables. For that, again I'm going to use avocado oil, and once my oil is kind of heated, main ingredient for my vegetables is going to be the garlic. So I've crushed some garlic here. These are crushed garlic, and that's going to give very nice flavor to the vegetables. And garlic has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, and it's also a little heating, and it's a very nice spice to use for your cooking. But don't do too much garlic. Keep it something which your body can take. I want to cook it in a high heat, high flame for the flavors. I've crushed I think 4 to 5 cloves of garlic, and I have big cloves, so you can see what's the size of your cloves and crush it accordingly. So what are the vegetables I'm using right now for this recipe? Some broccoli and some asparagus. So these are the vegetables I thought will be good, but you can always choose the vegetables as per the season, as I've told all the time. Okay? Garlic is kind of a little bit brown, like semi-brown it becomes. Then I add my vegetables to this. Mix everything well and keep the flame high, because it's good to cook it in a high flame for like 5 minutes and they'll be ready. They cook very fast, so we don't have to really do a lot of work here. Maybe it needs a little bit oil. I think everything is sticking into the pan, so I'm going to add a little bit oil to it. Another 2 to 3 minutes and it should be done. Let's wait for it. So it's almost cooked. I will add some salt, some black pepper, and it's ready. Maybe adding some lemon, because I want some lemony flavor too. So here is our pilaf ready. I'm going to plate it for you. If you see, the rice and lentil is nicely cooked here. So let me pour some rice and lentil here. And then I have my vegetables, which is also cooked. And this is how it looks. If you want a side of a dressing, you can try that. But I think I'll enjoy it like this. So let me taste it and see how does it taste. I love that garlic flavor in the vegetables, and the small spices we have put in the rice. That's bringing a lot of aroma, so it's very delicious and you should enjoy it. Let me know how do you like it, and leave your comments so I can make more recipes like this. Subscribe. Thank you so much.